What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of Podtubers. I'm ShintouGenesis here with AwpWIlliams.
Ooh, what is going on, guys? Awp here.
Alright, FreeXax.
How's it going, guys? I'm so stoked to be part of this new podcast.
Good to hear. And Nujum Key.
Hi. I don't have a fancy intro. My intro is normally recapping what I did last episode.
Awesome.
But this is the first episode, so that's exciting.
I know, it's frustrating, right? When you can't recap, like, what you've done last. I hate that when I, like, start a new series and I have to, like, be like, welcome to this.
You have to just talk about...
My standard is, like, welcome back.
Yeah.
It's like, welcome back. My name is Nujum Key. This is Hearthstone episode.
Yes.
Episode 3000.
Impressive. God, I wish I could do that many episodes. All right, so basically the point of this podcast is to talk to different YouTubers, get their perspectives on things like YouTubing, gaming, anime, movies, pretty much the whole 9 yards, and kind of bring the community closer a little bit. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start off with a question here and let you guys handle it. What do you guys do on your channel? Each of you, separately. We'll go ahead and start with Op. What do you do?
What do I do on my channel? Well, my primary function is to promote the Tekken franchise, which is a 3D fighting game, which is kind of like Street Fighter, but you move in 3 dimensions. Instead of just moving back and forth across the screen, you can also sidestep and actually freely move around the world, based on where you are in comparison to your opponents. And I just think that it needs a lot more attention than it's getting. You know, it's pretty big in Japan, but what I like to do is expose it to more Americans and show people that, you know, it's not just Marvel vs. Capcom, it's not just Street Fighter, it's not just KI, Killer Instinct. So, you know, hey, Tekken!
It's very similar to Soul Calibur, but it's more technical.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so basically Soul Calibur is Tekken with weapons. So
yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, well, I mean, if you don't include Yoshimitsu, because sword. But yeah,
I'm saying people make it, so
yeah, true.
It's intended to play kind of the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was a kid, actually, my friends and I would play Tekken 3, Tekken Tag. It was kind of big back then because of the arcades. You know, you could go play tag with your friends, but you're right, it's completely fallen off, and it really does need that exposure.
Yeah, so that's what my purpose is. I really just want more people to experience it. So there's not a lot of YouTubers out there actually doing that, and if they are, they're it's just a handful of them. So that's why I'm here to try and essentially give my 2 cents on the whole matter. Just try to give everybody a new perspective to try and see it from, because I think this whole time it's just been, look at me, I'm so good at Tekken. Look at me, I go to tournaments. What about just enjoying the game?
Indeed.
Yeah, so
I'm not actually surprised at all that Tekken doesn't have the biggest audience. Fighting games have always had the problem of being, shall we say, niche?
Yeah.
Essentially.
I think niche is a good term for it, because where fighting games are really, really fun, where they're at their best, is when two people of around equal skill are playing them. And if you're like someone who's just straight up bad at fighting games, right? You don't really have a lot of chances to get good at fighting games. You're never facing someone who's similar to you, and you can fight bots and stuff. It's just not the same.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Smash Brothers.
Go ahead.
It's probably the most noticeable in that endeavor, in that they did a lot of work in a single player campaign. They do a lot of mini game type stuff, trying to give people a chance to get good, but it's still not the best.
Yeah, it's kind of like coming in the middle of a movie, and you don't want to watch the whole thing because you've lost the whole experience of being there from the start. So why bother coming in now? So it's the same thing with the Tekken franchise. It's like,
I don't know if it's so much you missed the first half as much as you don't understand the first half.
No one's going to explain it to you,
though.
You kind of just have to go in. Yeah. Even with Tekken Tag Tournament 2, there was, this training mode, but it taught you very little about what you actually needed to know.
Exactly.
So it was hard for other players.
Tekken Tag. Yeah.
It was hard for other players to come in.
I completely agree. But I mean, outside of Smash, you also have games like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Super Street Fighter 4.
Oh yeah, wasn't there like an extensive tutorial system?
Yeah.
That was really frustrating for people to do, because if you didn't do the exact button combination, even if you got the move off, it had to be timed correctly. And if you didn't time it correctly, it wouldn't let you proceed onto the next trick, and it was all really linear.
Yeah, the combo system that it was trying to teach you in the
would be ideal, but it would be ideal, but it was obnoxious, which can be a
It
problem.
was incredibly... Some of those moves, especially in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or even Mortal Kombat like 9, some of the moves were just ridiculous. Like, it didn't make sense that people fingers could do it. You know what I mean?
99 hit combos.
Yeah. Those words right there. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, what? First of all, because...
That sounds like it could be a lot of fun, actually.
It does on paper, but when you actually put it into practice and you don't know anything about it, the last time I played a, 2D fighter was a Street Fighter Alpha 3. Very little, Street Fighter type play there, and then they added on, the AISM, which is basically your super meter, and they had 3 different types. There was the easiest one, which is the XISM, which basically just doubled your power. Then there was AISM, which, was like the moves the way we know them now, and then XISM, which basically nobody I knew how to do. But
Right.
It was accessible, and I could do it. Now you come around, and there's the Marvel vs. Capcom thing, and there's so many different characters, and so many different moves, and so many different things to actually know about. Like, when I tried to play Marvel vs. Capcom online, it was Marvel vs. Capcom 3 before they made the, the better version, and basically...
Super Ultra Mega, yeah.
Yeah, it was basically... Yeah, Ultimate. Yeah, and basically wasted everyone's money on the previous version.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like... How do I even play this game? I couldn't get it because I tried playing online and I couldn't even get near the other players.
What would you say is like the biggest fighting game right now?
Street Fighter. Definitely.
What would you say is the biggest
or Smash.
one?
Street Fighter or Smash?
Street Fighter's getting a lot of flack.
Wasn't there a fighting game that was released like a month ago that was like making a big deal because it didn't have like certain features on release, and everyone Mortal Kombat. That's it.
Oh yeah. I mean, Mortal Kombat's not... It's always had its own, like, niche kind of bigness, but it's never reached, I don't think... Except for, like, in the 90s, it never really reached, like, Street Fighter status.
It's one of those games that's popular for being popular.
Exactly. Popular for having its own kind of gimmick for being gory.
I mean,
I think...
As of right now, there's so much, like, stank on a lot of the fighting games. Like... with just like all the troubles with online stuff that Street Fighter's had, I couldn't say Street Fighter. I mean Street Fighter probably has like the most stank on it, and I don't know. Mortal Kombat's so hard to say that it's a good fighting game because there's a lot of things that I've always been kind of wrong with the series, and even though it's also kind of hard to say Super Smash because there's a lot of people who will basically argue that Super Smash isn't like a traditional style fighting game, so. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I would personally say Super Smash because of just how well it's been being handled in the past year. So, because like the other ones kind of just have like stank on them right now. So,
I would agree with you on that. I would absolutely.
I've actually never heard someone say Super Smash isn't a traditional fighter, so I'm really interested. Although I am part of the sort of Smash-y community.
You make good points.
I guess I can't really be the one to talk about it.
I think you might be breaking up there a little bit on our end. You probably won't when the actual podcast comes out, but
so whatever you just said, the Skype very insightful.
Yes, I must concur.
just nod your head.
Just nod your head in complete understanding.
All right, how about now?
Better.
Yeah, that's better fine.
Not,
okay,
you good?
So,
all right, I just bumped up the mic volume, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
If it doesn't go through, oops.
That's a little bit better. Okay, we'll move over to Free now. What do you do on your channel?
All right. Well, I actually have I run 2 different channels. My main channel, which is FreeXax, I don't do Let's Plays. I do reviews and comparisons of N64 games, pretty much. The N64 is my all-time favorite console, so I've pretty much dedicated my channel to finding the greatest N64 game of all time. And I'm not just doing it. Well, that's the thing is like everyone has like their go-to answer, but I'm going to
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I'm going to try to play every single one of them and hopefully find out eventually.
Yeah.
So, and with that though, a lot of people have gotten mad at me because of certain ones that I've already lost. So for the most part, I compare video games from the N64 era. And then on my other channel, Game Theater, it's just a regular Let's Play. Eventually we're going to be launching 2 new shows on it that I really don't want to reveal yet.
Okay.
But it's just a regular Let's Play, and hopefully in the next month it won't just be a regular Let's Play, and it'll have a few gimmicks to it that are going to be fantastic, so...
Mysterious and interesting, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. So, what do you guys think about the N64 era? If you guys had to choose what your all-time N64 game is, what would it be?
Well, of course, I said GoldenEye.
Oh, that's obvious.
I think everyone would agree on, Smash. So
right,
that's that.
Both.
But
Smash 64 is trash.
Ooh,
really good.
Excuse me. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait.
Super Smash
Bringing out the fighting words.
64 is trash. Go back and play it. It's one of those things that a lot of people will.
I still play it.
Remember it
and I still love
fondly,
it.
and then go back to it, and then it just looks like donkey poop.
Who cares what it looks like? I care about how it plays.
It doesn't play very well either. It has a lot of just slow gameplay, flawed gameplay.
Well, tell me this: is it fun?
I don't know.
I should have hit you with a shoe.
Not to play devil's advocate, but couldn't you say the same thing about like GoldenEye? Like, because I've gone back and played GoldenEye, and I'm like, oh dear God,
yeah,
I'm on a boat, motherfucker.
There
I
are
feel
certain
seasick.
games. There are certain games that aren't like timeless, that just can't, that really don't like hold up anymore. Like even a game could be great now, but in 20 years or 10 years or whatnot, it just won't be that good. A game that's revolutionary.
Well, naturally, they're not designed to be that way.
Games should be designed
5 or 6
to
years
hold up. Games should not be designed to fit the standard now. So like you play games like Banjo-Kazooie.
No, but they're designed to fit an audience right now, Smash right now fits its audience because it's on the Wii U, it's on the most current hardware, it's got a really nice graphics, and it's been sped up since Brawl because people were complaining that Melee was much faster.
Will it hold up?
So it has more interesting casual stuff.
You don't want to make a game, or you don't want to make a movie. You don't want to make a CD.
But the thing is about Smash,
in 10 years is going to be looked upon and being like, oh, well, that was good, but now it's not.
Right. But I just want to bring something up. Is the Wii U the most up-to-date hardware? Are we going with that?
No.
Okay, for a Nintendo console,
that's what the Wii should have been.
It's the most up-to-date.
Yeah, that's what the Wii should have been.
So
that's
when
what
it came out, it
should
was
have been.
late.
The Wii was a downgrade, in my opinion, but that's another topic for another day.
Fair enough. But I mean, yeah, I think it's my personal opinion, at least on this, is that the games are designed, not all games, not by a long stretch all games, but a lot of games are designed to be timeless, but their only downfall is the hardware that they were designed on. So something like GoldenEye was designed to be timeless, but it doesn't hold up because of the hardware, whereas you have other things that weren't maybe so presumptuous and so trying to be ahead of the curve that actually have the ability to remain timeless because they worked in a way that you can go back to and it doesn't make you feel seasick or dated.
Yeah. See, I really don't care about graphics when it comes down to it. So like the dated, as far as that goes, it's just like, does gameplay still hold up? Does gameplay still feel natural? Does gameplay still feel new?
Right.
And
I agree with
there's a lot of games on the N64 that unfortunately don't. Like a lot of the games were revolutionary, but now they're like, it's just basic, which is okay. But there's games like Banjo-Kazooie, which for me, when I played Banjo-Kazooie for the first time, it blew my mind because I had no idea that this like thing existed out there that was this new to me. And like some of the things I saw in it were like, I've never seen that in a video game. And now, when you look back on certain games on the N64, because like I said, the N64 is my all-time favorite console, and I love most of the games on them. But there are only really a select few games that truly hold up, like that are truly still excellent to this day. Like, I think Mario Kart 64 might have been the best that they could have done at the time. That doesn't make it still good. So...
Okay.
I was a Mario 64 guy myself.
See, I can agree with that to an extent. I feel like the gameplay is pretty solid still in Mario Kart 64.
It's all the controls, though. There's a lot of small niche things with it, where, like, randomness, and I don't know. It's not really something I want to get into necessarily here, because I made an entire video on it, so...
Fair enough, and we'll definitely put that in the description. Yeah. But, so, okay.
I'm just stuck on this idea of games are supposed to be timeless. I've never...
Would you rather... Okay, so...
In all my, like, talks with people about video games, I've never
Mario
talked to
World?
people about games...
Super Mario World?
Yes.
That game is timeless.
That was a game that was well designed. That's not a game that's designed to be timeless. The
You
thing
don't want
about
design to be
timelessness
timeless
is that
necessarily.
some games just, you can design them to be timeless as much as you want. They're still not to stand the test of time just because of how games are. They're very temporary in that they are experiences. They're experiences you have, they're experiences you learn from, you enjoy, and then you hopefully move on to new experiences. Like, I don't know that I would be playing... you asked what my favorite N64 game, it would definitely be the Paper Mario game.
And that game holds up.
It was one of the most creative games I have ever played, right?
Yeah, that game definitely holds up.
But that's a legitimately good game that might not have... Like, you could have designed it however you like. You could have added the nice paper style that's somewhat timeless. You could have had all of these voice things, whatever, that people tried to do back then. It wouldn't change the fact that they won't stay timeless. You cannot guarantee a game will be timeless.
No, you're not. You never go into a video game, or at least you should never go into a video game saying, I'm going to make this game, and if it lasts, it lasts. You want to make a game that's going to blow everyone's mind. You never go into a movie making a movie saying, you know what, let's hope that people walk out of the movie theater saying it was okay. You never go into a CD making a CD saying, I hope people listen to this for a month.
I'm not saying that we should aim for moderate, mediocre.
To be fair, Britney Spears does that every time she makes a CD.
Well, yeah, I guess pop music now.
The point I'm trying to make is that you shouldn't design your game to be blowing minds 10 years down the road. That's not what games are designed to do. They're designed to be fun experiences right now. You know, frankly, a game that's fun right now isn't going to be fun 10 years in the future. You shouldn't settle for mediocrity. That's not settling for mediocrity.
I think we can.
You can't control that.
I think we can agree that video games are an art form. They're both an art form and a form of media and entertainment, and it's all subjective, really. I mean, we're arguing different points here, and that's really good. It's good to get this dialogue open and get debates like this going, but really, when it gets down to it, it's very much subjective. Some people go, oh, you know what? They're only meant for a time. Other people go, no, that some of them need to be timeless. Like, you need to be able to make a timeless game. I think both points are equally valid, because you're right. Video game designers, especially nowadays, they're looking towards the future. They make their game, they put it out, regardless of, whether it's some, crappy third-party game that's like a rip-off of a movie or something like that, or it's like The Last of Us, you know what I mean? Like some sort of masterpiece. They're still looking forward. But at the same time, you do want to make something that's going to stay with people forever. I mean, Mario is people's childhoods because some of the games were timeless. Some of the games people still play. So I think both sides have equal merit, equal validity. What do you think, Op?
I love my games, and I'm sticking to them.
That's right.
Brilliant.
That's why I didn't kind of jump in there, because they were kind of going back and forth, and I was just sitting here chewing on my popcorn and just going, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to watch the back and forth, but I want to get everybody in on this. Let's get a topic everybody can get on. But all right, Key, what's your channel about? Hearthstone, right?
Currently, mainly, I used to sort of do mod review type stuff for Minecraft. Mm-hmm. You guys remember Minecraft 1.8? Minecraft's getting some kind of update. We don't know all the details yet. Mm-hmm. But, the Minecraft community is, finally getting back in the gear after, fucking years. So, I might go back to that. But for now, it's mostly just Hearthstone because TGT is being announced. Cards are coming in. People are excited, having a lot of discussion. I have a lot of friends who play Hearthstone, so that's just generally what my channel has been on. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's very admirable because not a lot of people are playing Hearthstone as compared to, Call of Duty, GTA 5, Minecraft.
Rocket League.
So, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's one of the most popular games on Twitch.
I'm saying there's a lot of people.
It's not nearly as oversaturated as GTA and Rocket League right now.
Because everybody got that on their system, whichever one it is,
Rocket
and they're
League
like,
is probably one of the weirdest games, yeah. Mm. Has anyone tried Rocket League?
I concur.
No? Okay. I tried it for an hour for the sake of studying it, and I can see why people are interested in it. I'm just really not sure how it fits into the big picture of Twitch, Well, it really doesn't.
Some games don't.
It's not
some games gain that popularity because they don't fit into the big picture.
It's a really interesting game because it's been around for a good while. If I go on Twitch right now, it's probably still up there. Let's take a look. Heroes of the Storm has their thing going on, their like tournament. League of Legends,
Right.
H1Z1, still a thing for some reason.
What
even though the game's awful by survival standards.
What compelled you to do Hearthstone playthroughs? Because I've personally never actually seen a Hearthstone playthrough that I could get into. So like it's a card simulator, you know, like how do you go about making that entertaining?
I think card games will always be a little bit niche.
Mm-hmm.
And I like being able to fill niches, if that makes sense. Hearthstone as a community is generally focused around ideas and weird card designs.
Right.
Yeah, I got into it because I had just got off of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a card game that I was into, you know, from like, you know, when I was 12. And, you know, the show was out and you got all the cards and you go to bookstores and whatnot and, you know, play against other kids and whatnot. And, you know, they bring in new cards every now and then, and I'd always be behind because I didn't have as much money as these other people that went to these tournaments. They look like they live for Yu-Gi-Oh! And, you know, me with, you know, my little bit of allowance, like whatever, you know, I spend it on something and then have money to spend on cards. And all of the time when I go to different tournaments or, you know, I'd play with my friends, I'd always have something that someone else didn't have. But, you know.
Was that just me?
Yes, that was.
Yeah.
But
that was literally just,
It's okay.
Okay.
So,
I had to close Twitch.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so recently, I was looking for, well, not recently, maybe like a year and a half ago. I was actually looking on Craigslist because I was so desperate to just find a scene where I could just play Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. And I found one guy who happened to just be looking for someone else to play with too. And
have you gone to the Reddit?
I haven't gone to, the thing is, I've only discovered Reddit just as recently. So
Reddit terrifies me.
Don't go to the Reddit, it's pretty bad.
So I invited this guy over to my house, and I had some other guys over at my house too. And that's kind of weird. Invite a guy over to your house from Craigslist. But anyway, he came over. My other friends were there, and it was like he had like the best deck I've ever seen. He destroyed me, and it just broke my faith in Yu-Gi-Oh! I was just like, no, I can't buy more. Because I had recently just spent like maybe $100 on cards because there was all this new stuff out. And then, you know, over time, but, you know, $100 since I hadn't been playing. And then I was just like, nah, screw it. I'm just never going to have a good deck because all of this new stuff keeps coming out. So then I discovered Hearthstone, where it's everything is random and you can always earn new packs just by playing the game. So everyone has the exact same opportunity as you, unless you enjoy it enough to where you actually want to pay to get, you know, more of the same, just faster. So that's what I like about it the most, because I don't have to spend any money if I don't want to. But if I really want to, I can ramp up really fast and just, you know, buy those packs and get excellent cards. Although I'm still working towards Dr. Boom. I have like 800 dust right now. Yay.
I'm very much the same.
Yeah, Dr. Boom's interesting.
I began TCGs with Pokemon back in the day because I'm old.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I did
went
with
to
Pokemon
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Don't worry, that was one of my first as well.
I went Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic the Gathering. Then I found Hearthstone, and I'm like, this is just Magic online.
I skipped
But
Magic.
It really isn't.
I skipped Magic altogether. I went Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Hearthstone.
Magic, you will never put more money into a TCG than Magic the Gathering. I guarantee it. It's not only addictive, but just so very expensive to make anything worth playing.
It's also the most stolen in markets. Magic is the most targeted for thieves. So
because some of those cards are stupid expensive. I mean, it's you know, thousands of dollars for some of them. So no, completely.
That's why I always see it behind glass.
Yep, very often. It's a tough game to get into. It's just super elaborate, and it was nice going from that to Hearthstone, because Hearthstone is a little bit, I don't want to say simpler, but I want to say simpler, because it's a little bit simpler. It's a little bit less things to keep track of. It's very nice, but it has a very similar play style, and I really enjoyed that. So I mean,
it's a game
I get the
of
appeal
chess.
of Hearthstone. Yes, exactly. It's a game of chess.
It's a very simple game, but very elegant, and actually very difficult once you really get into it.
Exactly. It's easy to get into, but hard to master.
It's complex.
And that's beautiful. Yes.
Right.
Very, very much. I completely agree. So, all right. We've gone over your guys' various channels and what you guys do on them. So, I wanted to ask you guys, why did you start YouTubing? What got you into it? What was your inspiration? What what was the driving force behind saying, you know what, I want to do this YouTube thing? Go ahead and start with you, Free.
All right, so my YouTube history is actually pretty long. I've been doing it, or I've been doing what I'm doing for. I've been doing games for about a year now, a year and a half. But I started doing YouTube 8 years ago, whenever there was like the huge anime like rise on it, and there was AMVs all over the place. And the very first YouTube video that I ever saw was an AMV for Naruto. And I decided at that moment that I wanted to do YouTube videos, and I was super young, and I started making these really, really crappy AMVs for Naruto. And it wasn't really catching on, but I found out that I loved editing, and I really enjoyed editing. So for the next 8 years, I would just edit random things and put together random things like birthday gifts for people. I'd be like, here, my younger brother loved Transformers, so I would throw together a Transformer video, you know, for him. Right. And I really loved editing. And then I'm really into professional wrestling, and I wanted to be for the longest time I wanted to be a professional wrestler, and I went out and got trained.
Oh, wow.
And eventually I started to do a backyard wrestling on YouTube, and it's still up. It's just hidden because I'll never say what it is. But me and a few of my friends started doing backyard wrestling, and we did that for about a year, and I got really hurt, and for a while I kind of went into like a small depression, and then about a year after that, 2 years after that, I started watching kind of game reviews and stuff like that, and I got a pretty high paying job, and I started collecting video games after that because I only had like 20 games as a kid, so right. I haven't actually been gaming for a long time, but I started just collecting a couple years ago, and now I play anything that I can get my hands on, and now pretty much I take a lot of inspiration from just like review channels, and I'm not actually really into the let's plays. I like a few let's plays. Huh. I was inspired by Game Grumps
right.
to kind of start doing let's plays. I thought it'd be fun. Right now I think they're up and coming, but Brobits is a let's play that I've been watching. They're really good, so give them a small shout out. But no, I've been doing YouTube for 8 years, and I've just done so much. It's hard to. I might have forgotten.
You're
about
old
something.
school.
Yeah, man, that's pretty fucking hardcore. Honestly, 8 years.
Yeah.
Dear God, backyard wrestling.
Yeah, I have done some crazy shit. So I just, but I'm also sort of like self-conscious about it. So like I said, I don't really throw that one out there very much.
Right. So I mean, still, I mean, it's kind of awesome. Like, if I did backyard wrestling, if I was all hardcore and shit and, like, wasn't a pussy, I would totally tell everybody.
Yeah, well...
I'd be like, oh, yeah, man.
It's growing up, I don't know. My dad would make me feel bad about being a wrestling fan. He'd be like, you're a nerd, and stuff like that. So, like, I don't know. And I'm like...
Wrestling's not real.
Like, I'm a nerd who does front flips off of buildings.
I just, like, when you said that, I just imagined, like, Piccolo just nerd.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but that was, like, 2 years of my life.
Oh, dear God. Right on. All right, Op, what about you? How'd you get started?
Well, I'm an old school YouTuber just like Free here. Like, I had a channel back in 2006, and I mostly made videos for fun. But, you know, I kind of got inspired to, like, I got inspired to want to make gaming videos, but I'd never had the money to, you know, buy a capture card and actually, you know, spend the time on it and just do it. Right. But what really prompted me to make, cause, you know, that stuff was all a totally different channel. But what prompted me to, you know, get on this new channel, that I'm doing currently, which I've been on for over a year and a half now.
Congratulations.
Was Google Plus integration forcing me to do it.
How?
Okay, so so back in the day, you know, because I did like the AMVs and I did the random stuff that you didn't own, but you made videos just to make fun. So
right.
Okay, so I made a new account called AwpWIlliams just in case the other account went down, and it just sat there. So I still remember the email address, I still remember the password, and when Google Plus required you to get an account just to
set
comment
up with YouTube
and stuff like that. I just said no. And I didn't comment on videos for the longest time. But then something happened with Tekken. Okay, so there's this...
That'll do it.
You don't mess with my Tekken. There was this event that they have every year. They just had another one this year. It's called Evolution Championship Series.
Yeah.
And,
Evo, baby.
Yeah. So,
everybody knows Evo.
Come on, man.
Some people may not know.
Good point.
Last year they said Tekken was not going to be at Evo because it had lost popularity. There weren't a lot of people in 2013 who, came and actually, got in that tournament, and, there wasn't a lot of promotion for it, so it was kind of dying. And I really did not like this idea. So essentially what I wanted to do was I wanted to give my 2 cents about the Tekken community and make people love it again before Evo even happened. Now, I'm just one guy with no YouTube channel, to speak of that I can actually use. But my idea was I can do it if I have a lot of passion for it, which I do.
That's fantastic, man.
So I started, I was doing the channel for a little bit anyway. I was doing my Photoshop series where I, do kind of entertaining Photoshop tutorials. And then I did a couple of vlogs about, the differences between men and women. And then I was like, hey, I'm going to start this Indiegogo campaign. And I basically told them the same story on my campaigns. Like, hey, Evo, they're not going to have Tekken there. So, help me, get, this capture card, a microphone, a camera, so that I can go ahead and promote this game as best as I can. And I got basically no donations from people that I didn't know. But right. I got all the donations from friends and family, and then maybe a few random people online that, listen to me talk about my passion. But the thing is, I got like $1 from them.
Right.
But
that'll happen, yeah.
What I actually needed in reality was $290, give or take, mostly take, because the prices, they fluctuate depending on where you buy your stuff from.
The black market.
So I said $290 was probably the most I was going to need. And I got it within, what was it, maybe 20 days of my campaign. And, it's a maximum of 30 days. And then, I was like, hey, we can actually make this whole damn goal. Because when you're on Indiegogo, the minimum they allow you to ask for is 500. So I was like, I was always going to get the 290 that I already got. But I was like, hey, they'll take less of my money if I make more money. They lower the percentage that they take from you if you make your goal. So
right.
I pestered everyone I knew, and I was like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm trying to do this. It's for a good cause, and I love this game, and I really want to do this. I want to be a YouTuber and do this thing. I got my I even got someone off a dating site to give me $20.
I just have to say, you're like the Elon Musk of video games. This is like an inspirational story.
Yeah, I'm like super
This is
jacked
like the
right now.
Notebook for video gamers.
Right. So I was
this is a fucking love story.
So I was like on OkCupid, just trying to find dates or whatever. And this one girl I had been talking to for about a week is like, hey, when's the time we're gonna go on our date or whatever. And we had already met for lunch one time, but we wanted to actually go out on a separate date because we went to like McDonald's, because I like to meet people before I do anything special with them. So she really likes speaking to me, and we're still friends or whatnot because that never really went anywhere. But I told her the story, and she wanted to support me, so she gave me $20. But the thing is, she had gave me the money so late because she had got paid at such a later time that I had already made the $500 when she sent me the $20. So my maximum was $520 for that campaign. Yeah. So I bought all my stuff. I got my capture card. I got my Blue Snowball microphone, which I'm using right now, by the way. And I got a Logitech C920. And I just started making my videos. I started pumping them out and started making my stuff. So, interestingly enough, I don't feel like I really had that much of an impact on the scene. However, it came out that this guy, Markman, who is a guy that works at Mad Catz, who makes controllers for different games like PS4, PS3,
Right.
Xbox 360. They make, you know, the alternative controllers and whatnot.
Oh yeah, they're old school, man. They've been going since like PS1 days, probably before.
If you
Right,
don't know
so-
about Mad Catz, you don't deserve to know about Mad Catz. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the controller that you buy for people that come over to your house.
Or sometimes they'll have like nice skins on them of characters you like.
And then you give your friend the
Defending a
broke-ass
Street Fighter controller I own.
Yeah, so Markman, what he did was he convinced the people at EVO to bring Tekken back to EVO. And so everyone from the community, the Tekken community, just started, you know, saying, hey, we're going to go support the scene. We're going to go to Vegas. We're going to go enter the tournament. And it was the biggest turnout the game had ever seen. It was about, what was the number? I can't remember if it was 300 people, 400 people, but it was a big number for just Tekken. So a lot of people came in, and it basically, you know, it brought back up the hype because people were getting excited to play Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Now, I felt that since that had been done, maybe I didn't need to do what I needed to do anymore, but then I got the feeling that I have an even more important job to do, because not only does Tekken need to go to EVO, but Tekken needs to stay at EVO. It needs to stay relevant. So I figured doing my channel, I can get people hyped for the game, get people interested in the game, first of all, and show people that it is just the same up there with the Street Fighters, the Mortal Kombats, the Killer Instincts, the
Smashes, yeah.
Right. And that's what I want to do. I want to show people that Tekken is relevant and people should be playing it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm right there with you, dude. Horong is my boy. I will kick the crap out of everybody, like literally kick them. I love him. But no, yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Tekken was a huge part of my childhood, man. I love Tekken 3. I love Tekken Tag. I love the storyline. Just, it was phenomenal. And I feel like it has more storyline than the vast majority of fighters. And that's one thing that I think shouldn't, you know, be forgotten. And it's genuinely admirable that you're doing this, honestly. I think the entire community kind of owes you a thanks, because it takes a lot for somebody to make a YouTube channel. Sometimes they do it because they have an interest in something. Sometimes they do it because they want to be popular. Rarely does anybody do it because they want to start some kind of movement or because they want something to not be forgotten. That's valiant.
Yeah.
And I think you deserve recognition for that.
I appreciate that. And the guys that are already, you know, promoting Tekken, it's mostly just kind of about, you know, their channels, their Twitch channels, and not enough about this is why you should play Tekken. Because, you know, I'm not like a tournament level player, but, you know, I'd say I'm pretty good at the game. I can beat noobs, no problem.
Right.
And, you know, I'd say I'm pretty intermediate, but definitely not like a pro player. But I enjoy the game because it's fun. And that's what I think gaming should be about. And, you know, this is the one fighting game, you know, in its own niche that kind of just doesn't really matter compared to all the other stuff. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all, so
I agree.
That's why I'm here.
Well done, man. Well done. Props to you. So, Key, now that you're back, you had a bit of a hiatus there. We're not gonna.
Did I like cut off mid-sentence?
Yeah. So.
Aw. I don't even know what I was talking about at this point.
Fair enough. What made you start YouTube? Why'd you do it?
What made
Sounds really accusatory. Why'd you do it?
Yeah.
But
Why'd you do it? Why'd you have to get on the internet?
Why'd you have to kill her?
Well, around 7th grade, I started watching a lot of YouTube because I moved from Indianapolis to Houston, Texas. Since then, I moved again to other places in Texas, but when I first moved down to Texas, didn't really know anyone. And honestly, I kind of wasn't interested in knowing a lot of people, because a lot of people were kind of jerks
people are terrible.
to me. Yeah, so I just sort of started doing YouTube as like a side thing. And obviously it was like 1 week I would have 10 videos up, and then the next week there'd be nothing type of deals for like the longest time. I basically did random junk, like Pokemon AMVs, snippets of like just taking things from other YouTubers and posting my favorite parts. Like I remember I was a big fan of Philip DeFranco, right?
Yeah. Same here.
And so I would take snippets of his show and just post them on my channel as standalone videos, because why not?
You're that guy.
And I think I got
Why'd you do it?
I think I got like a full 5 subscribers from doing that for like a year. And then eventually I started mulliganing. I basically started taking things from my parents. Like I took this microphone, I took the laptop I'm working on, I took the mouse
so
I
you're
have.
A thief, like an
and
all-around
I found
thief.
out about the gaming scene. What?
Just messing with you. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I'm not even paying attention.
No. I just said that you were a thief because you took the Philip DeFranco show thing, you took the mouse, you took the microphone.
Pretty much, man.
So you play Rogue in Hearthstone,
Dude, when
don't
you're
you?
a kid and you're not gonna... Dude, when you're a kid, you're not gonna raise $500 on Indiegogo to start a YouTube channel. You gotta make do with what you have,
You tell people you have a debilitating disease, you might.
I got paid before Shaquille O'Neal got paid for his game at the same time.
Oh my god.
That new Shaq Fu 2 game that he was trying to get...
That game
Yeah,
sucked
but he was trying to raise money to make another one, and I started my campaign after his. He has... first of all, that's a celebrity. I'm just a random dude asking for money. I got paid before this guy.
Well, you had an honorable goal. He wanted to destroy humanity.
Shaq Fu's like the greatest.
I don't know if that's...
Oh my god. How dare you?
I have a store here where I live, and they have Shaq Fu, and it's like...
Is it like one of those permanently on
sale
No,
it's not even on sale. Like, they refuse to sell it. They took all the editions that have come out for it, and they have it like hung up on the wall. Like it's a trophy for them.
Oh my god. My
Is it owned by
local
Shaq's
Toys R
parents?
Us.
No.
Yeah, my local Toys R Us has all of the Sonic games from the Wii generation on sale permanently, and nobody buys them. Because all the Wii Sonic games were like, let's say under average.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say
maybe a little further back than we. It's been a while, but all right, fair enough.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I took a bunch of my dad's stuff. I found out about gaming was a thing, and so I started like recording. Oh god, what was it? It was one of those super indie games that randomly
like
became
Super Meat Boy or something
popular. Cave Story.
Cave Story. Okay.
It was Cave Story. So I started because that was one of my favorite games at the time, and then I did something on some other game, and eventually, like, I started playing Minecraft, and I got like 200 times more views doing that. So I stuck with Minecraft for a few years. I joined like 3 or 4 different groups, just like SMP YouTube stuffs. Starting to met like a bunch of people. Like one of my best friends, Blakins, has been like with.
Okay.
You were cutting out hard.
Yeah, I'm going to let the viewers go ahead and know. I know that it doesn't sound like anything's happening on your guys' end because the audio is being spliced together, but in the call right now, Key is cutting out really hard. So, Key, if you can hear me? Yeah, okay. It's cutting out very hard. So, if you can hear me, we'll come back to you as soon as you're stable, all right?
Why not?
I think that was a yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So, all right. So, let's see here. It was a no, clearly. Fair enough. All right. So we've gone over you guys' your inspirations, why you started YouTube, what you guys do on your channel. Now I want to know, what are your goals? Where do you guys see yourselves, in the next few months, in the next few subscribers? Where do you want to be? And I don't just mean subscriber-wise. I mean, what kind of content do you want to do? What's your dream for YouTube? Where do you want it to take you?
Oh, man, it's an interesting thing because, I'm growing a lot faster than, the previous year. And, in the last few months, I've been featured on eventhubs.com just because, excuse me, because they love my content over there. Basically, it's one of those news websites, but it's specifically for fighting games. So when I create my content, I'm usually talking about the news in some way. So, you can send in news tips like you can for, basically any, news site. And I send in my own stuff as not myself, but I've sent in stuff so many times that they recognize that it's me. But the thing is, pretty much every time I've sent in my best work, they've put me on the website on the front page. So that's where a lot of my views have come from as of recent, but mostly it's because my content is good. So I want to make more good content like that. I want to have people watch me and understand where I'm coming from and understand why I'm doing it. I'm getting really close to 2,000 subscribers now. I have 1,800 something Like, I think last time I checked it, which was before we got here, I think it was 1857, because I'm really particular about the number. It goes up and then it goes down and then it goes up and then it goes down. Lordy Lord. Yeah. But I think, you know, because I've gone over 1,000, I think I care even less about the very last digit, just because, you know, stuff happens. But
yeah, every time you go up a digit, the last one matters less and less.
Yeah. And, you know, haters are everywhere. So.
Oh, yeah.
Where I want to be is, interestingly enough, I want to stream. And I don't have the ability to stream right now.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, and, you know, I have a maximum speed of 5 megabits per second download and 1 megabit per second upload. So that's what I've been working on this whole time. However, like half of my channel, even when I was running a tournament, like a Tekken tournament at my house, the videos that I uploaded, like basically every day for 30 days, they were on 1 down and 0.5 up. And I did all that. I ran the tournament. I stayed online on Xbox Live all day, making sure all these guys, you know, came in and played their matches, and I recorded them, and then I edited them together. You know, I did some, you know, super cool, amazing voice thing over it, and then uploaded it, and it took hours, and I had to watch episodes of Charmed on DVD because they took forever, and I couldn't watch anything on the internet because I wanted to watch my damn Netflix. So
I'm just saying, though, Leo's a boss. Like, what?
White lighter.
And Cole was dope! I'm sorry, continue.
Hashtag white lighters.
Nobody else knows what we're talking about.
I'm a little bit confused, but that's okay. I have
maybe
a pretty
like
wall
half
to
a
stare
person probably understands. So,
yeah,
I want to stream, and, you know, I actually do have fans that want to support me. So I want to give them an avenue for doing so. It's just that you have to, you know, tell them that you're doing that rather. Because if you just leave up your PayPal, it's like, there it is. And, you know, it doesn't prompt them to do anything. But, you know, if you're streaming, they kind of instinctively just go ahead and do it, you know?
Right.
And I can also...
So you want to make a career out of it.
Right. And,
yeah,
you know, because I have a degree in art, and, you know, you said earlier gaming is an art. Thing is, I can't find a job in art where I live right now just because it's really hard to find. Like, all the jobs I go to, they're like, oh, we found somebody else already, whatever. And I recently had a job at Walmart, and that's not art. It's just me picking up a jug of water and putting it on the shelf and telling people where the water is because I'm already in the freaking aisle. It's over here. Where's the great Gatorade? It's not in the freaking water aisle. It's in the freaking juice aisle.
You a stalker or an unloader?
I was a stalker.
Yep, okay. Because I used to work at Walmart too, so I know your pain.
Yeah. So if I can do this, I'll never have to go to Walmart ever again.
That is the dream, to never have to go to Walmart. Now, I actually wanted to come back. You were talking about crazy voices. You do a little voiceover stuff. Do you want to gloss over that a little bit, or?
Okay, so I do voice acting, and I had my own abridged series back in the day. And I got
that was a fail.
I got the inspiration. Yeah, mine was kind of too. It was kind of fun for a little while. But anyway, I got the inspiration back, you know, in old school days when Lanny Pator, basically the whole Team 4-star cast, when they were doing their own individual thing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged was, you know, the thing that really got me into it.
Yeah, a little Crevo, baby.
Yeah, because you know, I got into it like everybody else got into it. Like, I was actually looking for episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Online, and I couldn't find them, but instead I found Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Like, what's this?
It's like,
Brooklyn Rage!
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged episode 1. It's like, Joey, Earth to Joey, are you in there? And it's like, wait, these aren't the voices. What's going on here? So, and then it was like really
Why is
funny.
some of the dubbing better?
Yeah. So I watched like 5 episodes, and that's all he had at the time. So, you know, I got into it, and then I started watching Lanny Pator and HBI 2K, and I was like, you know, this is a thing I could do my own. So, I started doing Street Fighter 2 V Abridged, because I thought it was just different enough that no one had done it yet. And it was a fact that no one had done it yet. So I started making my own voices, and basically I had to do every single voice. So it was kind of difficult to do the characters' voices. But that's essentially where I had my start. I could go into hours and hours of talking about Street Fighter 2 V Abridged, but that's where I had my start. I also worked on a Buso Rankin Abridged, but that never got anywhere either. But then recently, maybe last year or the year before, I can't even remember when it was. But anyway, I started going to voice acting classes because I had a friend who was trying to get into it. And the thing is, he totally forgot that I was also into it. So then he was like, one day he's like, oh, I'm going to my voice acting class. And I'm like, you didn't invite me?
Yeah, exactly.
So we go to the class together. Right. He pays for me.
Oh, that's nice of him.
And essentially, like, every time we went to the class on the car ride, I would tell him something else I knew about voice acting and like how you set up and what microphones to buy and the programs you use. And like everybody knows Audacity, but like we go in the class, we learn the same shit that I learned in the car, that I told him in the car. And it was like, we have to pay $120 for this. Yep. But it was really interesting because I learned, voice actors exercises. I learned that if you want to, do your voice work, you have to keep your voice, wet. So you don't want to drink cold water. You want to drink room temperature water. And
neck stretches, all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. So I actually did learn some things from there. And one of the first things they had me do was Morgan Freeman impression. So I was like, what's something Morgan Freeman can say?
Anything. Literally anything.
Yeah, anything.
What do you do on your channel? Why did you start YouTube? Tekken was dying, and you either get busy playing Tekken or you get busy dying.
Oh, please say, I wish I could tell you the sisters left Andy alone.
I wish I could tell you the sisters left Andy alone.
Shawshank Redemption.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So,
I appreciate you.
So, so I started doing, like, I actually try to go online and, sell my voice essentially. And I've done some commercials here and there. I've done some anonymous propaganda. So if you've seen like anonymous says this on something, it probably was my voice, just modified in something. Yeah, so that was interesting.
That's impressive.
Yeah, there were some people in the UK that had me advertise their products for them, and I put my voice to work on my own channel. So a lot of people, they compliment me on my voice tactics. And some people, they think I'm a white guy. And until, they see a video where I'm actually revealing my face or I'm in the corner somewhere, and they're like, holy crap, a black guy. You go to my Yoshimitsu, what the hell is Yoshimitsu video? Like in part 1, it's just my voice, and in part 2, it's my voice, and then at the end, hey guys, and it's like, holy crap, this black man, and he's got a big beard, and he looks like that rapper.
Wait, which rapper?
What's his name? I forgot. Rick Ross.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that. For some reason, when you said that rapper, my mind immediately went to Busta Rhymes, even though you don't look like him. I was like, I don't know. Maybe
Busta Rhymes.
I don't know. It just went straight to Busta Rhymes, and I was like, is that it? And then Rick Ross. Okay, that makes more sense.
One time I shaved my head and I put on a pair of sunglasses, and people actually thought I was Rick Ross. I don't know why. Jesus.
Can you do a Rick Ross impersonation?
I haven't even heard his music. That's the thing.
I just know what he looks like.
Yeah. A big black guy who takes his shirt off on stage and he has man breasts.
That's pretty mildly amusing.
Yeah. All right, so we are running a little long in the tooth, but I'm greatly enjoying this. But what I want to do here is I want to go through a little speed round of questions. Just a couple of questions, about 4 or 5. I'm going to shoot you guys a question, quick answer. Everybody cool with that?
Sure.
Okay, starting with Free. Favorite game?
Favorite game? Pokemon Coliseum.
All right, Key?
That's a hard one. I guess the Paper Mario 1000 Year Door was amazing.
Fair enough.
Call of Duty 4.
See, as soon as I mentioned my answer, I thought of like 6 other games I'd rather say. Like Bastion, Titan Souls, Feyblade, Pixels, fucking Pokemon, why not?
Interesting. All right, so most hated game. This time,
Most hated game is every recent Call of Duty.
Very good answer. Key?
Skip me, I guess.
Okay.
I can't think of one.
Fair enough.
This one's hard on me just because of what Key just said, because I am currently playing Thousand Year Door, and I hate it so much. And that's my current most hated game. I can't think of any other ones. That's just my recent one.
All right. You guys
Okay,
are.
sure.
I'm kind of glad you're on the same podcast because you guys are really at odds. It's interesting.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. I just hate it. Like, there's a lot
Right, it's the one on your mind right now that you can't tolerate.
Yeah.
I get that. No, yeah, fair enough. All right.
Wait, what was your favorite game? Wasn't
Pokemon
it
Coliseum.
Oh, you did. Never mind. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Favorite Let's Player, starting with Key.
Favorite
Outside
Let's
of
Player.
yourself.
Do I count? God damn it. Believe it or not, there's this guy who's doing a bunch of Dark Souls stuff called Brave Cat. He's got like maybe 200 subscribers, but I've really enjoyed his stuff. He puts a lot of effort. Brave Cat, with a K instead of a C on cat, because why not?
Everybody go check him out. Free?
All right, so I already mentioned them, but Caleb and Will from Brobits, they are hilarious. They need way more subs. So they're only like they're less than 50 right now. But Brobits, fantastic.
Brobits. All right. Everybody check out all these accounts. I mean, everybody in the podcast, everyone they're mentioning, because these guys all make great content. And if they're saying other people make great content, you can guarantee it's going to be amazing.
There's only one Let's Player I actively watch just because, I actually like what they do. And his name is Jericho. He's Jericho II. It's kind of weird because he doesn't use X's in his name, so he uses I's, so I guess that's kind of original. But he plays Call of Duty 4, a modded edition. What's it called? Prop Hunt, but for Call of Duty 4. And Minecraft. So that's the person I watch when I'm not watching Markiplier do Five Nights at Freddy's.
Of course.
Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 8.
Oh man, they'll go on forever. It's great. I don't know. Personally, I've gotten very tired of the FNAF.
I'm just bored of them.
Can I give an honorable shout out to a streamer?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's this guy he calls himself Extra Credits. And he's part of like this other extra credit groups, and they all make interesting videos. But this guy will spend like maybe an hour on the first 20 minutes of a game just discussing design principles, and it's amazing. He streams Mondays and Wednesdays. I think it's 5 p.m. PST. I'll have to check that, but the Twitch channel is Extra Credits. It's really interesting if you're into game design type of stuff.
Cool. Right on. All right. So with that, guys, we're going to be closing the podcast, but as I'm going to start doing at the end of every podcast, I'm going to ask each person, what is the one piece of advice you would give to a new person trying to get into YouTube or streaming? Pretty much just YouTube, really. So the one piece of advice you would give to a new person trying to get into YouTube. Key, we'll start with you.
Find other YouTubers to hang around, I would say. That would be the most helpful thing. You can be like me and just make 50 videos one day and 2 videos the next and hope you get subs. But having other YouTubers just around you is really helpful.
I agree. That's actually a really good one. Free?
Okay, so I kind of have two pieces of advice. One, if you're gonna do Let's Plays, make them interesting, because there's so many like people trying to do Let's Plays, and it's just oversaturated right now. And honestly, it's oversaturated with like a lot of crap. And if you're gonna do it, make it good. If you think it's bad, it's bad. Simple as that. Another thing. Do what you like. Don't be doing stuff because you feel like you need to.
It's popular.
Because every single video that I put out, I try to make sure that I love what I'm putting out. Because when I put out something that I don't feel proud of, I regret it, and I just feel a deep regret. So
I'm 100% with you on that. Like, I genuinely feel that too. I have a couple of videos up that I'm entirely not proud of because I know I could have done better. So I get you. I'm with you on that. All right,
I have essentially the same thing to say, except, I can summarize it in one word. Passion. Whatever it is you are doing, whatever it is you want to put on YouTube, love what you're doing. I don't care if a lot of people are doing it. I don't care if PewDiePie just made the same video. I don't care if no one's watching you right away. If you love what you're doing, whoever watches it, because people will find your stuff randomly, but if you go ahead and share it around, even more people will find it. But if you show your passion for whatever it is you're doing, you will be seen.
Agreed. Absolutely. All right. With that being said, guys, where can the people find you?
You can, well, you obviously on my YouTube channel, AwpWIlliams, and you can find me on Twitter at AwpWIlliams or at Community Tekken.
All right. Key?
My YouTube channel is youtube.com/Nujum Key. I also have my Steam and like Twitter stuff, so if you want to ask me questions, feel free to do that. I love to talk to people about specifically game design questions. I will say that there's a lot of games, even though I do spend a lot of time studying games people tell me about, I don't reach nearly enough of them, and I don't really do a lot of paid games, so it's always fun.
All right. Free?
All right, so you can find me at youtube.com/FreeXax, FreeXax, and youtube.com/TheRealGameTheater, and then on Twitter, at FreeXax was taken.
All right, fair enough. All right, so this is normally the part where I'd say thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. But this time, I'm going to ask Op to do it in his Morgan Freeman voice.
Why?
Because it's amazing, if you don't mind.
Okay, what is the phrase?
Thank you guys for watching, we'll see you next time.
I gotta wind up. Okay.
Alright.
Okay, here we go. Thank you. Wow. Okay, hold on. There's like someone knocking on the roof below me, which is because I live in an apartment. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Noise.
Beautiful.
Are you serious? I have absolutely no issues with Banjo-Tooie's story. In fact, I love that they were able to step out of the box and try something a bit new. It's not playing it safe, and well, the story works for what it's worth. My only problem is that the opening scene is so long.
Cool card, I like it. Aviana. This card scares me. Straight up, everyone is telling me that this card is bad. Here's the thing. 9 mana 5/5.
Look like they actually want to succeed and are doing well enough on their own already, but they need just that extra to go ahead and get things done. I chose my subscribers.